sing a happy song together, and we'll all be a happy family.
Well, hi and welcome back to the channel. So this is really just a quick review of 2025 and the projects undertaken during the year. So at the beginning of the year I was still working on this, which is the Sony ICF 7600D. So that was mainly battery corrosion, cleaning up after battery corrosion, and the loudspeaker, which turns out the outer part of the cone had been completely degraded, so I had to repair the speaker. So that was the major part of the work on this one. So that was halfway through at the beginning of the year, so completed it quite early on in January. Now the next one, this was the little monitors that came out of door entry phones that appeared on sale on eBay and elsewhere, and people were at that time getting these and experimenting with them, and I thought, yes, I'll do the same. Thought it would be nice and easy to film. I found out the camera interaction with the display on the thing meant it was quite difficult to do. But quite an interesting thing to play around with, something a bit different, and I was able to later on build it into an old document case and made a little sound amplifier to go with it. So I ended up with a little monitor that could be carried around. It's PAL system, PAL system, works nicely. And as I say, just a bit of fun, really, but it made a change. And after that, there was the long series on the very difficult Grundig TK12 reporter, reel-to-reel recorder from the mid-1950s. This was an extremely complicated project to work on. It involved changing a lot of capacitors and other components, and finally did get it going, but it was hard work, this one. So that's that one. There's several episodes on that one. Then after I'd finally completed that, I moved on to the Little Bush VHF 90 it's from around about the mid-50s, about 1956, that sort of time. This I thought would be a fairly simple recapping job, but it turns out that these do have an issue with the wave change switch, and that means the wiring has to be rerouted on it, and has to do some alterations so that you can use a spare part of the switch. So that added to it, plus the crumbling wires. These always suffered from crumbling wires and Hunt's capacitors, of course. So yeah, it's a nice radio. It's in good condition and it works well now. So it means something special to me because it was the type of radio I grew up with back in the 1960s. That's the radio we had. Not this actual one, but the same model. So it was interesting and a nice nostalgia trip for me to get one of these and get it working. So that was the next project. After that, I decided for some obscure reason that I wanted to build a theremin, but not a modern one using modern components, but rather a transistor theremin based on a magazine article in the 1960s. So I had to make my own coils. I had to find commonly available modern transistors that would do as substitutes for the original transistors, and find a way to construct it something like the way it was originally done in the 1960s. This project is still not completed, by the way. I've still got to make the outer case for it, and I've still got to address an issue with the volume side of it not working. But that was quite an interesting project, and I explored ways of trying to construct this thing, not wanting to actually have a PC made specially for it as a one-off project, and finding ways around that. So it was quite involved, quite a journey. And then after that, moved on to this little, originally battery powered valve, or tube if you prefer, radio from the early 50s. This one had multiple issues. Also, I had to build a power supply for it. So in this one, it was again a long journey, because I built the power supply for it, tried several different things, got the power supply working okay, found that the radio had one valve which was gone to air, so I had to buy a valve for it. Then I found, although I could get it working after I'd recapped it and everything, the valves were so loose in their bases, and you had to keep jiggling the valves around and try to get it to work, and that meant that the valve sockets had to be changed. All 4 valve sockets had to be changed, so I had to then get those as well. So put new valve sockets in it and did the alignment. This works quite nicely now, but that really was pretty much the last project of the year. So really, this is just a little recap of the things I've done this year. I would point out that if you want to look at any of these projects that are more recent, or some of the early ones, take a look in the playlist section, because there are projects in there where I've put all the episodes together, making them easier to find. So it's certainly worth having a look at playlists. Maybe there's a few videos in the shorts that might be of interest as well. So take a look around various other aspects of the channel if you get the time, because there are things there to perhaps discover. It's not all radios. There's various other things I've done from time to time, and I've put videos about those in as well. So take a look, please, and if you like and subscribe, it always helps. So with that, I conclude really this year, 2025, and I wish you all a happy new year if you're seeing this around the time I posted it, and that all goes well for 2026. So with that, I'll say bye for now, and catch you in the next one.
Sing the happy song together, and we'll all be a happy family.